Kindred Longevity Lifestyle Designers. This is Zach, your secretsoflongevity.com. Someone just asked me a question of how to get into an exercise routine after having fallen out of it. So this person in particular is looking to increase their exercise routine to 4 to 6 days a week in terms of number of times they exercise. And also, what are some good markers for figuring out where you're at and how quickly to increase one's level of intensity in those exercises. So if you're at a place of doing very little or no exercise and you want to start to incorporate these things, the best place, in my opinion, to start with is to really look at first your own goals. So I can't set your goals for you, but I can talk about what, in my opinion, is the best thing for overall health. Ideally, you're not looking to be doing hours upon hours of exercise every day. An hour tops per day is, in my opinion, the most you should be doing if we're looking at long-term sustainability. Now, there's definitely a point at which too much exercise is just accelerating the degradation of your body, but it really depends on what you would call exercise. If you're doing really intense, like triathlons, the equivalent of that every day, yes, that's going to be too much. If you're working outside for long periods of time, for 8 hours a day, as your job, a construction worker, that is going to be like exercise, and you might exercise a bit at home doing yoga, something that would sort of complement that very intense movement, but it's not going to be damaging to your health in the way that really intense long-term exercise would do. So that's when you're getting into professional sports. In my opinion, it's great to see professionals doing what they do, and it's entertaining and inspiring, but it's not the most optimal thing for health. It's just simply not the case. So whenever everyone's talking about this is the best thing to be able to run 5 hours at a time, that's not necessarily the best thing for your long-term health or even present health. So in my opinion, exercise should include these 3 things, and that's very low-level cardiovascular activity. That's walking, or the equivalent of walking, in terms of the intensity of the movement. So if we're at a desk a lot, or our job is very sedentary, we definitely want to get out and get moving every day in some way, whether it's parking further away from the grocery store at the other end of the parking lot and walking to the grocery store and back. And these are very little things you can start to do if you are completely sedentary, or you want to start working these habits into your daily life to start to condition yourself. Even though it's a very low-level conditioning, it does add up over a lifetime. And so the longest-lived people in the world today, in the pockets of what they call the blue zones and the longevity cultures, they almost always have very hilly terrain that they have to walk into town on, or if they live in town, they're walking around during the day, and it's very hilly. Sometimes they have farming they have to do, or gardening. So there's a lot of movement involved in their lifestyle, but it's not, sprinting to the other town and back. It's a very low-level activity. The next thing is you want to be able to maintain muscle mass and bone density, and so you need some sort of strength training. It can be weights if that's your thing. If you want to go work out an hour a day at the gym for 5-6 days a week doing bodybuilding or weightlifting, that's fine, and that definitely has its big health benefits, but it's not totally necessary in my opinion. You can get by with 4 days a week doing half an hour of body weight exercises or yoga, or something that, obviously not just the very simple stretching yoga, but incorporating some of the more vigorous asanas, such as those from Ashtanga yoga. You'd be building bone density and lean muscle mass. So that's important because as you get older, those things tend to drop away just from lowered hormone levels and other factors that just come with aging for most people. But that's definitely not what has to happen, so that's, again, number 2. Number 3 would be incorporating some sort of intense exercise where you're really elevating your heart rate rapidly 1 to 2 times a week. So this would be sprinting, interval training. I've done videos on the past. You can check out this one here in the top right-hand corner of your screen, of the YouTube screen, and you can watch an older video I did from about a year ago on sprinting and how and why it's the best thing for cardiovascular health, even more so than long, slow endurance, much more so, and also the best thing for self-defense, and also the best thing for weight loss. So those are important things to keep in mind. If you happen to be on a ketogenic diet, doing all these things is a way of burning body fat or If you're in a fasting state, as in you haven't just eaten, then you're going to be burning fat. But if you've just eaten, you're going to be burning the fuel from the fats. But either way, you're increasing your body's ability to burn fats. All you have to do is go to Mark Sisson's Facebook page, search Mark's Daily Apple on Facebook, and click like on his page, and you can see some of his pictures, even recent ones. Some people seem to think that all his pictures of him without a shirt on are from 5 years ago, even though he's been posting them all along on his Facebook page. And even up to, I believe the last one was July or August this year, he's just totally shredded. He eats a ketogenic diet. He's close to 60. He looks better than all the raw food leaders I've seen, all the high carb, low fat promoters I've seen. So, you know, it just goes to show he's really reaping the benefits of a simple yet effective exercise program. So again, if you're at nothing, doing no exercise, this is a really easy way to get into things. Just start incorporating things slowly. With body weight exercises, which is what I talk about. I'll do future videos on that. I've got past videos on that as well. And the best thing is to just start working with the basic movements. Push-ups, crunches, and squats. So just start, perhaps, you can do Hindu squats, which I'll demonstrate in a second here. Do 60 of them divided into how many few sets you could do. If that's too much, which would be for a lot of people if you're not exercising at all, then do 30 divided into as few sets as possible. So what is a Hindu squat? It is a very simple push-up. However, it targets a more broader range of the pectoral muscles because it's moving push-up as opposed to a static push-up that's just forwards and backwards. This is similar to sun salutation from yoga postures and yoga systems. However, you do them continuously, and it really works the triceps, back, shoulders, and pectoral muscles. And so you could say to yourself, okay, I've got a vague idea of how many push-ups I could do, and you could probably do about the same amount in terms of Hindu push-ups. So you're just going to pick a higher number and see how long it takes you to get to that by doing sets that would not quite get you to fatiguing. So you start in this position, your arms stretch forward, and you just swoop down. I prefer not to put my head back like this because it's hard on the neck, and then you push yourself back up. It's a bit of a strange looking movement, but you don't have to do it in front of anyone. You just do those up to 25 or however many you can do, and then repeat the set again, doing a little less. Do it maybe a third or fourth time, doing less again each time, and see what you can get up to. So that should give you a very good idea as to how you can sort of start building up your own exercise routine. It's really simple. You just have to set a time every day that you're going to do it, or pick a number of days of the week you're going to do it, and really force yourself to adhere to it. Set up a reward system for yourself so that there's something that you take away from yourself if you don't do it, or you give yourself something healthy, obviously, if you do it that day. And generally, I like to work out in the mornings. That's the most optimal time to get it in. To learn more about a number of great ways of doing strength training, the best site I know of is dragondoor.com. I love their books and video programs. You can find that at the link below. And there's a lot of information on YouTube. You can just search if you want to learn more about bodyweight training or any type of exercise, so make good use of that. So with that, check the links below, comment, favorite this video, and embrace life without limits.